Hello guys, welcome back. My name is Nathan and today I'm going to be talking about the Dustin Byfuglien situation and if he's done with the Winnipeg Jets and the NHL forever. Now, one of the most fascinating and confusing storylines the past couple of weeks has been surrounding Dustin Byfuglien and the Winnipeg Jets. But what exactly is going on here? What does the future hold for both parties involved? And will Byfuglien stay with the Jets or will he end up retiring from the NHL? Watch till the end to find out. Now, this whole situation ended up starting on September 13th, where Dustin Byfuglien announced he'd take a leave of absence from the Winnipeg Jets. Now, when I first saw this, again, I didn't end up covering on the channel because I thought it was just a family matter thing. Maybe, unfortunately, had a death in the family. But in the last couple of days after this story broke, it was almost confirmed that this leave of absence was to decide his career of the future on if he wanted to stay with the Winnipeg Jets or just end up retiring from the NHL. And that was huge news. Again, that's a situation that isn't exactly an easy fix. Dustin Byfuglien, again, is at the twilight years of his career. While he's still a good NHL player, one of the better defensemen in the league, that's a really big decision for him and his family. Again, he's an older player, he's already got a Stanley Cup, and he's already accomplished quite a bit. Now, with how much drama is surrounding the Winnipeg Jets right now, I could totally see why he'd do that. Leave for personal reasons, because going back to the Winnipeg Jets isn't exactly too enticing right now. Just like Patrik, Laine, that locker room isn't exactly the greatest in the NHL, and I think Dustin Byfuglien also sees that. There was a confirmed rift between the locker room of young guys and older guys, Byfuglien obviously being part of the older guys, but Winnipeg is again in a sticky situation with Laine and Connor unsigned. They're a team that could potentially slip out of the playoffs, especially Dustin Byfuglien were to retire right now. Now, a couple of days back, it was confirmed by head coach Maurice that he did end up meeting with Dustin Byfuglien. He said this: "I sat down and had a wonderful conversation with him. It was great, and that's it." And now Maurice, the blunt man himself, that's about as blunt as you can get, saying that yes, that was about it, he just met with him. It was a good conversation apparently. I'm going to trust his word on that one, but if it is actually a good conversation, then that is pretty good news. That means that Byfuglien doesn't have any grudge against Maurice, which he shouldn't because he's gotten played a lot under Maurice too, so that's a good thing for him. But when it comes to Winnipeg, that's a situation that they kind of need to really fix, because with Patrik, Laine, and even Kyle Connor, those aren't the key leaders in that team. Dustin Byfuglien, though, is a key leader on that team. Whether the team likes it or not, he's a huge part of that defense, and honestly, Winnipeg's best defenseman still. When healthy, he is their offensive guy, and having guys like Trouba and Tyler Myers going free agency just makes Byfuglien's importance even more prominent. And it was also confirmed that Winnipeg ended up suspending Dustin Byfuglien for not reporting to training camp, which was kind of to be expected. When it comes to Byfuglien, he has a huge cap hit on his contract, and for the Winnipeg Jets now suspending him while he contemplates his future, that means Winnipeg Jets have over $20 million in cap space now to work with, which makes the Laine and Connor negotiations a lot more free for Winnipeg. And again, this isn't really a bad connotation when it comes to the Byfuglien situation. Yes, they did end up suspending him, but again, it's really only for cap reasons. If Byfuglien were to come back, then they would revoke the suspension, they take back the cap hit, and all will be well. But for right now, having that extra cap space is super key. Bob McKenzie put it greatly, saying this: "The paperwork has been filed, but it can be reversed at any time. And it's not something that will come as a surprise to Byfuglien. In the meantime, Winnipeg waits while he ponders his future." And that, again, puts it perfectly. Winnipeg wanting that cap space while Byfuglien kind of waits to see what his future might lie. But Winnipeg having that extra cap space is super crucial there. Again, in those contract negotiations, you want as much cap space as you can get. And while that might not be permanent cap space, at least you have it at that point. Again, Winnipeg, it might take a little bit longer than they expect for Byfuglien to come back. This is a decision that is life-changing for Byfuglien. If he wants to come back, he'll have 2 more years on his contract. So I think when it comes to Byfuglien, it won't be an easy answer, it won't be a short answer, and it could take quite a while. I'm not sure if we'll see this answer come in this season or whatnot, but I don't think it'll come anytime soon. And I think Winnipeg has prepared by that by suspending it. And while Winnipeg suspending him doesn't mean 100% that he'll end up retiring, it doesn't exactly mean the greatest likelihood that he'll end up actually coming back. And as the days go by in this preseason, I think the less likely we get a Byfuglien coming back to the Jets. Right now we're in the middle of preseason for most teams. Right now we're about 10 days away from the actual NHL season starting. It's almost here and it's coming up on the Winnipeg Jets quickly, with Laine and Connor still unsigned, and now Byfuglien basically off the team. It's not exactly the greatest situation. And if you guys saw my predictions for the standings this year, you would know that I had Winnipeg having that second wildcard spot in the West. But if Winnipeg were to lose Dustin Byfuglien and have Patrik Laine and Kyle Connor inside, I'm not too sure about Winnipeg making the playoffs at that point. The West is pretty strong, especially when it comes to potential wildcard teams. And Winnipeg, if they aren't able to get everybody back, that could be a dangerous team to miss the playoffs and a potential bust of a team that could be in a lottery position. I don't want to say it because I think Winnipeg has a great roster when healthy, but right now the guys aren't signed, and right now they have their number one defenseman leaving on absence. Now, if Dustin Byfuglien does end up leaving permanently and retires from the NHL, Winnipeg, yes, will be in a bad spot. But it's good to note that Byfuglien only ended up playing 42 games last year, and Winnipeg was, of course, still a playoff team. They didn't do much in the first round, but they were still ended up making the playoffs. Now, well, with Winnipeg, it will be a much bigger loss. With Trouba gone, with Myers gone, those are two top four defensemen that'll leave the group there. I think guys like Semeniku, yes, can jump up, but losing Byfuglien will hurt any team in the NHL, and especially the Winnipeg Jets. Now, trying to predict what Dustin Byfuglien might do here is pretty hard, because you have three options here. He goes off Winnipeg, goes to a different team or asks for a trade or something, retires, or goes back to the Winnipeg Jets. And all three I could see happening equally. It really is that much of a coin flip. But if I had to bet on one thing happening when it comes to Byfuglien, I would say the most likely thing to happen is him staying with the Jets, coming back to Winnipeg before the season starts. But again, all those other options could happen too. I could see him retiring again as early as age 34. Right now, age 34. He's getting up there in age. But who knows what might end up happening. I think when it comes to Winnipeg, it would be best if he could get that decision before the season, but it's his choice, and I'm hoping he decides the best for him and his future. But of course, with this video, I need to hear your guys' thoughts down those comments down below. So let me know what to think about Dustin Byfuglien and him leaving from the Winnipeg Jets. And of course, the huge question on to you. What do you think he does? Do you think he'll retire or return to the Jets? But if you guys want some more Grav videos just like this one, you should click on this card right here to watch my video on Patrik Laine and him calling out the Winnipeg Jets and exposing his teammates. Trust me, it's one you want to watch. But that'll be it for today, guys. If you guys enjoy, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Again, comment down below your thoughts on Dustin Byfuglien and this whole crazy situation. Of course, share this video with friends if you haven't already. Trying to go to grabbing as much as possible, boys. Let's get that done on the road to 10K subscribers too. I'm Nathan, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Goodbye.